Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share a simple yet profound truth: you are never alone. Even in your quietest moments, when life feels like an endless uphill battle, remember that a powerful presence is always by your side. Here are 6 key points to guide you. Number 1. Unseen yet ever present in life. There are countless moments when we feel alone, even when surrounded by people. There's an indescribable emptiness, a quiet yearning for connection, understanding, and reassurance. Yet in those moments when solitude seems overwhelming, it's essential to remember that we are never truly alone. There exists a presence, unseen yet ever present, guiding, comforting, and sustaining us through life's challenges. Imagine walking through a crowded street where faces blur into an indistinct mass and voices merge into a chaotic hum. Despite the activity, a sense of isolation can creep in, making us feel like we're drifting without anchor. It's in these seemingly detached moments that the ever-present, unseen force quietly reminds us that we are noticed, valued, and loved. This presence is not loud or forceful. Rather, it's gentle and steady, like a quiet breeze that whispers to the soul. It's human nature to seek tangible connections, to rely on what we can see and touch. Our relationships, friendships, and social circles provide us comfort and support. But when life gets tough, and those connections seem strained or distant, we often feel abandoned. In those moments, the unseen presence becomes most apparent, not because it suddenly arrives, but because our perception finally tunes into its constancy. This presence is not bound by human limitations. It doesn't fade when we are weak or stumble when we feel defeated. Instead, it remains a steady, unwavering companion. Think of the times when you faced overwhelming challenges, moments when fear seemed to paralyze you. Maybe it was the loss of a loved one, the betrayal of a friend, or the crumbling of a dream you held close. In those instances, there was something that pulled you through, an inner strength that didn't come from sheer willpower alone. It was the unseen force guiding your steps, lifting your spirit, and reminding you that despite the pain, you would endure. This presence is rooted in love and purpose. It doesn't dictate or control, but gently nudges us toward resilience and growth. Sometimes it feels like an inexplicable warmth in a moment of despair, a calm that settles in when chaos surrounds us, or a small, almost imperceptible spark of hope when we feel consumed by darkness. It's easy to overlook this force, to mistake it for coincidence or mere happenstance. But when we pause, reflect, and truly consider our journey, we realize that this presence has always been there, weaving purpose through the fabric of our experiences. We live in a world dominated by noise and distraction. Our minds are constantly engaged, bombarded with information, opinions, and expectations. In this chaos, it's easy to forget the subtlety of the unseen. Yet, if we take a moment to quiet our thoughts and look inward, we can sense it. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simple stillness, we become more attuned to the presence that never leaves us. It's as if the clamor fades, and a deep, abiding peace takes its place. Have you ever noticed how in your darkest moments, a small sign appears that makes you feel seen? Maybe it's a comforting message from a friend, a song that resonates with your current struggle, or a memory that reminds you of your strength. These are not random occurrences, but rather gentle affirmations from the unseen presence, reminding you that you are valued and watched over. It's natural to doubt this presence when life becomes especially painful. We may question why hardships come our way or why suffering is part of our story. Yet, the unseen presence is not about preventing challenges, but about helping us navigate them. It's like an anchor in a storm, not stopping the waves from crashing, but keeping us grounded so we don't drift into despair. It's the courage that wells up from nowhere, the determination to rise even after repeated falls, and the peace that settles in when we finally accept that we can't control everything. Some might think that believing in an unseen presence is an escape from reality, a way to avoid dealing with life's hardships. But in truth, acknowledging this presence is the opposite of escapism. It's a bold acceptance that we are not in control of every aspect of our lives, and that sometimes we need guidance beyond our own understanding. It humbles us and at the same time empowers us, reminding us that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. When you are alone in the quiet of the night, wrestling with worries and regrets, remember that unseen presence. It doesn't judge your pain or dismiss your fears. Instead, it offers comfort, whispering that you are not forgotten. The simple act of acknowledging it can bring solace, a reminder that you are connected to something eternal, something that transcends the fleeting nature of life's challenges. This presence is most evident not when everything is going right, but when we feel most vulnerable. It's in the whispered words of encouragement that surface when we doubt ourselves, in the unexpected kindness from a stranger, or the resilience that emerges when we're on the brink of giving up. It's subtle but powerful, quiet yet profound. As you go through life, carrying your burdens and dreams alike, don't overlook the unseen. Embrace the truth that you are accompanied by a presence that knows you intimately, loves you unconditionally, and walks beside you through every season. You may not always feel it or recognize its impact, but it remains constant. Trust in that presence and let it be your strength when the world feels overwhelming. You are never alone. Even when your mind says otherwise, your heart knows the truth. The unseen is not absent. It is ever present, guiding you through life's complexities with unwavering love and purpose. Let that knowledge fill you with peace, courage, and hope, knowing that no matter where you are never truly by yourself. Number 2. Strength in solitude. In the constant hum of daily life, we often seek the comfort of company, the reassurance of familiar voices, and the warmth of shared moments. Yet there are times when life forces us into solitude, moments when we find ourselves alone with our thoughts, our fears, and our dreams. For many, solitude can feel like a void, a stark reminder of our vulnerabilities and uncertainties. But within this quiet space lies an incredible power, a strength that often goes unnoticed but is profoundly transformative. Solitude strips away the noise of the world, revealing our truest selves. In the absence of distraction, we confront the depths of our own minds. This can be unsettling at first, as we face thoughts we may have long buried or fears we've been avoiding. Yet, this confrontation is not a sign of weakness but of courage. To sit alone with our struggles, to reflect on our shortcomings, and to question our purpose takes immense strength. It is in these moments that we begin to understand ourselves, not as the world sees us, but as we truly are. In solitude, we find clarity. Without the influence of others, our thoughts take on a sharper focus. We begin to distinguish our genuine desires from the expectations imposed upon us. It is a space where dreams can be rediscovered, where passions long forgotten can reignite. Solitude allows us to strip away the masks we wear for others, revealing the raw, unfiltered essence of our being. It is here that we find the strength to embrace our uniqueness, to accept our flaws, and to celebrate our victories, however small they may seem. Moreover, solitude is not merely about being alone physically, but about being comfortable in our own company. It is about finding peace in the quiet moments without the need for external validation. This self-reliance builds a kind of internal resilience, a belief in our ability to navigate life's challenges without constant support. It teaches us that while companionship is beautiful, our strength does not depend solely on the presence of others. We can stand firm, even when the crowd thins and the voices around us fade. Consider the countless stories of those who have found purpose and clarity in solitude. Think of artists, writers, and thinkers who, in the quiet of their solitude, created masterpieces that continue to inspire generations. They did not fear the silence, but embraced it, drawing strength from its depths. They discovered that true creativity often blossoms in isolation, when the mind is free to wander without judgment or interruption. Solitude also offers a profound opportunity for growth. In the quiet, we confront our fears, confront our weaknesses, and learn to trust our instincts. It is a space for healing, where past wounds can finally be acknowledged and released. In solitude, we learn to let go of anger, of regret, and of the need for approval. We become our own source of strength, our own voice of encouragement. Yet, solitude is not just about personal growth. It also deepens our connections with others. When we take the time to understand ourselves, we become better friends, partners, and colleagues. We approach relationships from a place of fullness, not from a sense of need or insecurity. We learn to appreciate others for who they are without projecting our unresolved struggles onto them. In this way, solitude enriches not just our inner lives, but our external connections as well. It's important to remember that solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness is the ache for connection, the sense of being unseen and unheard. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice, a deliberate retreat into oneself to find peace, strength, and understanding. It is a time for introspection, for realigning with our values and passions, for reconnecting with our spiritual core. Of course, solitude isn't always easy. There will be days when the silence feels heavy, when the absence of familiar voices becomes a sharp reminder of our isolation. But even in these moments, there is strength. For in choosing to sit with our discomfort, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of withstanding life's storms without crumbling. We discover that our worth is not determined by the number of people around us, but by the depth of our character. As you move through life, remember that strength in solitude is not about being unbreakable or emotionally distant. It is about being deeply connected to your own spirit, about finding peace in the quiet, and about drawing courage from within when the world around you feels uncertain. Embrace solitude not as a burden, but as a gift, a time to listen to your own heartbeat, to dream your own dreams, and to walk your own path with confidence. In this space, you are free to grow, to learn, and to become the person you were meant to be. So, the next time you find yourself alone, resist the urge to fill the silence. Instead, lean into it, draw strength from it, and discover the power that comes from truly knowing yourself. In solitude, you are never truly alone, for you have your own mind, heart, and spirit as steadfast companions, and that in itself is a profound and unshakable strength. Number 3. Unbreakable connection. In a world where relationships often feel fleeting and connections can break under the slightest pressure, it is comforting to know that there exists a bond that remains unshaken, no matter the circumstances. This is the unbreakable connection, a profound, enduring link that transcends time, distance, and even our own moments of doubt. It is a connection that provides strength in our weakest moments, comfort in our deepest sorrows, and guidance when we feel lost. At its core, this connection is not based on superficial interactions or conditional support. It doesn't waver based on mood, success, or failure. It is a bond that exists not because of what we do, but simply because of who we are. It is rooted in the deep, unwavering love of a presence that sees us fully, understands us completely, and remains with us even in our most challenging times. From the moment we take our first breath, this connection is established. It surrounds us in ways that often go unnoticed, quietly supporting us through life's many stages. In our childhood, it manifests as a sense of wonder and innocence, a pure and unfiltered connection to the world around us. As we grow, facing the complexities and uncertainties of adulthood, this connection remains, offering guidance and comfort even when we fail to recognize it. This bond is not dependent on our awareness. Even when we drift away, caught up in the noise of daily life or overwhelmed by the pressures of the world, the connection endures. It patiently waits for us to turn back, to seek comfort, and to find solace in its embrace. Unlike human relationships that can fracture over misunderstandings, this connection remains steady, unyielding in its commitment to our well-being. There are moments in life when we may feel utterly alone, disconnected from those around us, and adrift in a sea of doubt. Yet in these moments, this unbreakable connection quietly reminds us that we are never truly abandoned. It whispers to our hearts when all other voices fade, assuring us that we are seen, valued, and deeply loved. It is a bond that transcends our mistakes, our fears, and even our moments of disbelief. This connection also serves as a source of immense strength. It provides a foundation upon which we can stand when everything else feels uncertain. In the darkest valleys and the loneliest nights, it offers a silent but powerful reassurance that we are not alone. It is the gentle nudge that encourages us to keep going when the path ahead seems impossible, the quiet voice that reminds us of our worth when we feel unworthy. Moreover, this unbreakable connection is not just a source of comfort, but also a catalyst for growth. It calls us to be better, to rise above our struggles, and to embrace our true potential. It challenges us to step out of our comfort zones, to face our fears, and to live with purpose. In doing so, it transforms us, shaping us into the people we were always meant to be. Importantly, this connection is not just about receiving, it is also about giving. It inspires us to reach out to others, to form meaningful bonds, and to extend the same unwavering support that we ourselves receive. It teaches us empathy, compassion, and the importance of being present for those we care about. Through this connection, we learn that our lives are intertwined with others in ways that are both profound and beautiful. Even in our moments of deepest despair, this connection remains unbroken. It does not judge us for our weaknesses, nor does it abandon us in our pain. Instead, it offers a steady, unwavering presence that carries us through the storm. It reminds us that we are never truly isolated, even when the world feels cold and indifferent. To fully appreciate this connection, we must first embrace it. We must learn to quiet our minds, to set aside our doubts, and to open our hearts to the possibility of something greater. It is not about seeking perfection or living without struggle, but about recognizing that we are always supported, always loved, and always connected to a presence that never leaves our side. As we move through life, let us not forget this unbreakable connection. Let us draw strength from it in our moments of weakness, find comfort in it during times of loneliness, and be inspired by it as we strive to make a positive impact on the world. For in this connection lies the promise of hope, the assurance of purpose, and the reminder that we are never truly alone. So, when you find yourself standing at the crossroads of doubt and fear, remember that you are part of something far greater than you can see. You are connected, not just to the world around you, but to a presence that knows you intimately, loves you unconditionally, and walks beside you through every season of life. Embrace this bond, and let it be your strength as you face the challenges ahead. Number 4. Guidance in the darkness. Life is a journey, and like any path, it is filled with both light and darkness. There are moments when the road ahead is clear, when every step feels purposeful, and the warmth of hope lights our way. But there are also times when the darkness seems to close in, when the future feels uncertain, and the weight of fear threatens to overwhelm us. It is in these moments that the need for guidance becomes most profound, a steady hand to lead us through the shadows and into the light once more. Darkness in life takes many forms. It can be the despair of loss, the anxiety of an uncertain future, or the crushing weight of failure. It can feel like a dense fog, making even the simplest tasks seem impossible, and the clearest paths feel treacherous. In these moments, it's easy to feel alone, abandoned, or misunderstood. Yet, it is precisely in such darkness that the most profound guidance emerges, not as a distant echo, but as a gentle, reassuring presence that whispers to the heart. This guidance does not always come as a loud, unmistakable voice. Often, it is a quiet, subtle nudge, a feeling deep within that urges us to keep moving even when every part of us wants to give up. It is the sudden clarity that breaks through the confusion, the unexpected courage that rises when fear takes hold, and the small but significant sign that reminds us we are not alone. It is a force that transcends logic, speaking directly to our spirit, reminding us of our strength and purpose. Think of the times when you have felt most lost, when life seemed to be unraveling and hope felt like a distant memory. Perhaps it was the end of a cherished relationship, the loss of a loved one, or a devastating personal setback. In those moments, it is easy to feel disconnected from the world, as if the darkness has swallowed all the light. Yet, even then, guidance is never far away. It might come in the form of a comforting word from a friend, a message that arrives at just the right moment, or a sudden, inexplicable peace that settles over your heart. This guidance often appears when we are at our lowest because it is in these moments that we are most open to receiving it. Stripped of our illusions of control and self-reliance, we become receptive to a deeper wisdom, a higher calling. We begin to see beyond the immediate pain and confusion, glimpsing a larger picture that offers purpose and direction. One of the remarkable aspects of this guidance is that it does not demand perfection or complete understanding. It meets us where we are, in our brokenness and uncertainty, and leads us step by step toward clarity. It doesn't promise a life without challenges, but offers the strength to face them. It teaches us that even in our darkest hours, there is a path forward, a reason to keep going, and a purpose still unfolding. Moreover, this guidance is not just about survival, but about transformation. It takes our most painful experiences and turns them into sources of growth and resilience. It teaches us empathy, patience, and compassion, not only for ourselves, but for others who may walk similar paths. It reveals the strength we never knew we had, the courage we thought we had lost, and the hope that refuses to be extinguished. Sometimes, this guidance is as simple as a quiet intuition, a gut feeling that tells us which direction to take. Other times, it is more profound, a deep, unshakable sense that we are being watched over, that our struggles have meaning, and that our pain is not in vain. It is a reminder that, even when the world feels cold and indifferent, we are never truly alone. Yet, for this guidance to work, we must be willing to listen. In the midst of chaos and fear, it can be tempting to close ourselves off, to numb the pain or distract ourselves from the discomfort. But true guidance requires openness, a willingness to sit with our struggles and to trust that we will find our way, even if we cannot yet see the path. As you navigate the darkness in your own life, remember that guidance is always available to you. It may not come in the form you expect, and it may not arrive as quickly as you hope, but it is there, waiting to lead you through the storm. Trust in it, lean into it, and allow it to carry you through the darkest nights and into the promise of a brighter dawn. For it is often in the deepest darkness that the light becomes most visible, and in the quiet of our struggles that the most profound truths emerge. Embrace this guidance, trust its wisdom, and know that no matter how lost you may feel, you are always being led toward a place of greater peace, understanding, and strength. Number 5. Comfort in times of doubt. Doubt is a shadow that every human being encounters at some point in their lives. It creeps in during moments of uncertainty, whispering fears that can shake even the strongest hearts. It casts a cloud over our dreams, making us question our purpose, our abilities, and even our worth. But in these moments of doubt, when everything feels uncertain, there is a deep, abiding comfort available to us, a reassurance that transcends our fears and brings peace to our troubled minds. Doubt often arises when life doesn't go as planned. Perhaps you've been working tirelessly toward a goal, only to encounter repeated setbacks. Maybe you've faced unexpected challenges that have left you questioning your path or your potential. In such moments, it's easy to feel lost, disconnected from your sense of purpose, and uncertain about your next steps. This is the nature of doubt. It thrives in the spaces where our confidence falters and our faith wavers. Yet, comfort in these times is not found in avoiding doubt, but in confronting it. It is in these moments of questioning that we often find our truest selves, stripped of pretense and raw in our vulnerability. When doubt enters our minds, it forces us to dig deeper, to search for the strength and clarity that can guide us through the fog. It compels us to reflect on our journey, to reassess our goals, and to reaffirm our beliefs. In this way, doubt, while challenging, can become a powerful catalyst for growth. Comfort in times of doubt often comes from the quiet realization that we are not alone in our struggles. Every great figure in history, every leader, artist, and thinker, has faced moments of deep uncertainty. They too have wrestled with their fears, questioned their abilities, and doubted their potential. Yet, despite these inner battles, they found a way to push forward, drawing strength from a deeper, unshakable source. This reminder that even the most extraordinary lives have been touched by doubt can offer profound comfort, encouraging us to keep moving even when the way is unclear. Moreover, comfort can be found in the acceptance that doubt is a natural part of the human experience. It is a reminder that we are not static beings, but ever-evolving souls on a journey of growth and self-discovery. Doubt signals that we are pushing our limits, reaching for something greater, and stepping into the unknown. It is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our courage, for only those who dare to dream big enough encounter the shadows of uncertainty. In times of doubt, it can also be comforting to remember the moments in your past when you overcame similar struggles. Recall the times when you felt lost, when fear seemed overwhelming, and yet somehow you found your way through. Perhaps it was the quiet support of a loved one, a sudden burst of inspiration, or the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other. Whatever it was, it is proof that you have already faced and conquered the darkness of doubt before, and you can do so again. Another powerful source of comfort comes from within the deep, unshakable conviction that you are capable, worthy, and resilient. This conviction is not about ignoring your fears or pretending that doubt doesn't exist. Rather, it is about choosing to believe in yourself even when your mind is clouded with uncertainty. It is about trusting that you have the strength to endure, the wisdom to adapt, and the courage to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Sometimes, comfort also comes from the understanding that our struggles have meaning. They teach us lessons we might not have learned in the light of certainty. Doubt humbles us, reminding us that we are not in control of everything, that life is unpredictable, and that true growth often comes from our greatest challenges. In this sense, doubt is not just a barrier, but a bridge, a passageway to a deeper, more authentic version of ourselves. Finally, comfort in times of doubt often comes from the quiet, unspoken promise that you are never truly alone. Whether you find solace in the support of loved ones, the quiet of nature, or the whispers of your own heart, there is a presence that walks beside you, offering strength when you feel weak and hope when you feel lost. It is this presence that gently reminds you that your worth is not defined by your doubts, but by the courage you show in overcoming them. As you face your moments of doubt, remember that comfort is always within reach. It lies in the quiet strength of your spirit, the lessons of your past, and the unbreakable connection that sustains you through every challenge. Embrace this comfort, lean into it, and let it guide you through the fog of uncertainty. For in doing so, you will discover not only the path forward, but also the depth of your own courage and the power of your unwavering spirit. Number 6. Finding purpose in the journey. Life is a journey, an unpredictable, often winding path filled with highs and lows, successes and failures, moments of clarity and periods of confusion. Along this journey, we are constantly searching for a sense of purpose, a reason to keep moving, to keep pushing forward even when the road gets tough. Finding this purpose is not always straightforward, but it is one of the most profound and fulfilling quests we can undertake. It is the compass that gives our lives direction and meaning, transforming even the most ordinary days into something extraordinary. Finding purpose is not about arriving at a final destination, but about embracing the journey itself. It is about recognizing that every step we take, every challenge we face, and every lesson we learn contributes to a larger story, one that is uniquely ours. Purpose is not a single, fixed point that we reach someday. Instead, it is a living, evolving force that grows as we grow, adapting to the changes in our circumstances and the shifts in our perspectives. Often, we fall into the trap of believing that purpose is tied solely to our careers, achievements, or social status. We measure our worth by the milestones we reach or the goals we accomplish, forgetting that true purpose is found not just in what we do, but in how we live and how we make others feel. It is the quiet influence we have on those around us, the kindness we extend, and the positive impact we create, no matter how small. Purpose is also deeply personal. It cannot be handed to us by others or defined by societal expectations. It must be discovered from within, through moments of reflection and self-discovery. This often means stepping away from the noise of the world, quieting our minds, and listening to the whispers of our hearts. It means being honest with ourselves about what truly matters, what brings us joy, and what leaves a lasting sense of fulfillment. Sometimes, purpose emerges from our struggles. The challenges we face, the setbacks we endure, and the pain we overcome often reveal our greatest strengths. These difficult moments can serve as powerful teachers, guiding us toward our true calling. For many, purpose is born from the desire to use their experiences to help others, to turn their pain into a source of strength and inspiration. It is the survivor who becomes a voice for the voiceless, the dreamer who refuses to give up, and the compassionate soul who turns their own wounds into a source of healing for others. Moreover, purpose is not a fixed destination, but a lifelong journey. It is not something we find once and hold onto forever. Instead, it shifts and evolves as we grow, reflecting the changing seasons of our lives. What felt meaningful in our youth may take on a different shape as we mature, as we encounter new experiences, and as our priorities change. This fluidity is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the complexity and richness of the human spirit. In finding purpose, we also discover a deeper sense of connection to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us. Purpose reminds us that our lives are not isolated but woven into the fabric of a larger story. It teaches us that every action, no matter how small, has the power to influence others, to create ripples of change, and to leave a lasting impact. This awareness adds depth and significance to our daily lives, transforming even the most routine tasks into acts of purpose and meaning. One of the most liberating aspects of finding purpose is that it frees us from the need for constant validation and external approval. When we are clear about our purpose, we no longer measure our worth by the opinions of others or the fleeting successes of the moment. Instead, we find a deep, unshakable sense of fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with our values and true selves. This inner peace becomes a powerful source of strength, allowing us to stand firm even in the face of adversity. Of course, finding purpose is not always easy. It often requires us to confront our fears, to step outside our comfort zones, and to take risks in pursuit of our passions. It demands patience, perseverance, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. But the rewards are profound: a life filled with meaning, a heart filled with passion, and a spirit fueled by a sense of mission that no obstacle can extinguish. So, as you move through life, remember that purpose is not a distant destination, but a companion on your journey. It is found in the choices you make, the relationships you build, and the impact you leave behind. Embrace this journey with open eyes and an open heart, for it is in the search for purpose that we truly come alive. No matter where you are on your path, know that your life has meaning, your story has value, and your journey has purpose. You are here for a reason, and your unique gifts and experiences have the power to change the world. So, keep moving forward, keep searching, and keep believing, for in the end, it is not the destination, but the journey itself that defines our lives. So, the next time you feel isolated or overwhelmed, remember you are never truly alone. There is a presence that walks beside you, encouraging, guiding, and loving you through every step. Thank you